subject, but she's a very resilient uh, woman, and she learned how to be strong, like strong-minded, and be grateful and be happy, and like always like she has a big faith in God and that type of stuff. And like, a little bit of her story, right? She I lost my father when I was 9,
Mm-hmm.
right? He was 36, and she's a little bit older than him. She's maybe around 39, 40. Imagine like you're 40 years old, 39. I'm at 38, and you're losing your husband, and you have two young children to take care of, and your husband was the breadwinner of the family, and you have to
Jeez.
go and work in that place, and that your husband was like, you know suffered violence and was killed in that environment.
If you don't mind me asking how your father died.
And so he was like killed, or ordered killed,
Wow.
by someone or some employees of this company or this bakery that he had.
Hmm.
Right. Then when he died, my mom had to, go to that bakery and keep running those things with
Wow.
people. So to me, it was rough, right, in the beginning, like to see my mom going there. But she was like more resilient, that like, going there. And imagine that you're 39 and like you're going through all of that. But I have to tell you that she, on that year, she lost her mother in January. She lost, well, her husband, my father, in February, and her father-in-law in April. So she lost like three people in that beginning of the year, and in the beginning of the January and February, she had like me and my sister and herself to take. She had to take care of us both without her mother or her husband. And my mother, she didn't have anybody else in Brazil, so she came from Portugal to Brazil, and she didn't have anybody else like other than my dad's family, right? They were gracious. They were like always like they were very gracious with us, but she didn't have anybody else. So she's like extremely resilient, and like today, like she has faith in God, and she lives on by herself on this apartment in São Paulo. She's like always super happy, and she's motivated on doing whatever it is, right? So that is great, like because you see some people, like being sad and depressed and lots of mental issues and stuff like that. And you see this person that she's like living in Sao Paulo. Like, what else could she ask for, right? She has the health. She lives on her apartment. She asks for her kids to be around her, right? So that's always like my battle, like me living in the U.S. like by myself on this nice environment versus living in Sao Paulo with my mom, because I don't think neither like she could like living in here. I don't think that would make sense.